It's your boy KAPE has Pauser, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded. I've been a bit under the weather, and Arsenal have also been under the weather. But we're back, got a lot to talk about. If you're new and you're returning, you haven't already hit that subscribe button, smash the like button down below and comment down below your thoughts. But let's just get into it, man. It feels like the season is done. It feels like the season is over. I haven't made a video since the City game where I was obviously over the moon, where I was gassed at me and Steph were obviously talking about how we dealt with them boys and we donked on them. Since then, we've not signed anyone in the January transfer window, something I had feared and talked about from before the window started to after the window, during the window, and then now the window is ended. We had Saka injured before then. We already needed a striker or an attacking player before any injuries happened. We then saw Gabriel Jesus go down with an ACL out for the season. We saw Wanyeri go down injured until the end of January basically. Obviously, luckily he came back, he's fit. Sterling doesn't really get used, so I don't really count him. We saw Martinelli, Havertz, Trossard being used for 90 minutes and 90 minutes. I think we had about 10 games, I think it was, in January. And then now we get to just the day after the window closes, we face Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, 2-0 down, semi-final. Disappointing game for us. I'm disappointed the way that we played in that game, the way we just got bullied by Newcastle, the way we didn't show heart to try and bring back that game, go all out, and also the moments where Odegaard could have finished that chance and maybe the game would have swung in our direction. But alas, the players have been tired. The same players have been playing 90 minutes of the time, which obviously some responsibility falls on Mikel, obviously, in terms of finding rotation. But when you don't really have players to rotate, what do you want us to do? We're in a title race, we're going for serious trophies, we're playing young academy players that aren't physically ready or mentally ready. Who's going to get the blame? But ultimately, there's always going to be a blame game. And then Martinelli pulls his hamstring in this game. In that game, we then find out that he's out for probably more than a month. We then go to Dubai, obviously, which was a good thing last season, where we went to Dubai, we regrouped, we trained on some things, we kind of had some cohesion, some warm weather training, some rest, and came back and was ready to go on that run where we only lost one game, which was to Villa in that run, and obviously to Bayern Munich as well in Champions League. And now it turns out Havertz gets another injury. Hamstring injury for Havertz, hamstring injury for Martinelli, hamstring injury for Saka, which tells me this is wear and tear, which is a soft tissue muscle injuries, which tells me the players are tired, their muscles have been overworked. The Jesus one, obviously, is a bit unlucky because it's another ligament injury, but same injury he suffered before. No players to manage his minutes as well. Havertz comes out, he's injured. It said it looks a bit bad, and obviously it's in training, which means if he's pulled a muscle in training where it's probably not as intense as it would be, even though that obviously we have a game on Saturday, it comes out, David Ornstein yesterday, that he's out for the season. So currently our attacking options are Ethan Wanyeri, Trossard and Sterling. I'm not counting the likes of Butler Deji or Keon Edwards or Salah Eddin or whoever else. Young player that hasn't really played first team, hasn't really featured, hasn't really been part of the plans, and we don't, and are unknown. This is Arsenal FC. Every single fan, every single person knew that this was going to happen. It wasn't just about signing the player that we wanted. Don't get me wrong, we all want that signing. I wanted Isak, I want the likes of Leao, Nico Williams, Kudus, just to name a few players that I've talked about many a time. But when you're in an injury crisis, when you're in the middle of the season where you can't do the business that you desire, you got to do business that you can do. You got to be proactive. You can't always think about the long-term planning, the long-term effects. This team keeps on thinking about if we sign another Pepe or we sign another whoever. Who cares? Because every signing is a risk. Signing Declan Rice for 100 million, it could have not banged, and then now we're looking like fools for spending 100 million on a DM. But what happened? It banged. Some other signings, they don't work out the same. So far, Marino, Calafiori, they're up to debate in terms of their effect this season, even though I feel like they're both good signings and they both had their moments. But do you know what I mean? That's part and parcel of trading and signing players. But when you're going for league titles, you're going for the honours. You take risks. Big clubs take risks, and they notice when things are the case. We've been backing up ourselves in the defensive line because of the likes of Tomiyasu, Ben White, injury prone. We saw Timber's ACL last season. See the likes of Zinchenko can't stay fit. Tierney, even on the campus squad, can't stay fit. Calafiori's injury history as well, as you can see. The only two consistent players in our team so far anyways are Saliba and Gabriel and Kivior. Put him there as well. So we bought more defenders to help that side. That's fine. The midfield, we got 3 2 or 3 8s. We have an imbalance in terms of the 10 position, but we have players that can play there. Cool. In the attacking areas, we only had one recognized right winger. We had 3 left wingers with 1 in Sterling that isn't really that great. 2 strikers that are both, false 9s. 1 in that is more injury prone, and 2 obviously Havertz, who's a machine. But this is his first time he's breaking down. Everyone's gonna break down. And it was bound to happen this season. Last season, we had an injury-free season. We had an injury-lucky season, I should call it, in terms of not getting any major injuries. We had injuries to Partey, Timber, but not anyone major. The spine, Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, for example. This season's not been the same. All those players have been injured or missed some type of game, some type of way. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible that the negligence, the pure incompetence from the club, and everyone gets responsibility, Mikel included. I give him least of the blame because he's a coach. He's controlling what's on the pitch. Of course, he has influence off the pitch, but he don't make those decisions. He doesn't green light with signings or anything. Tim Lewis, Richard Garlick, Josh Kroenke, Jason Ito, whoever else, man. It's just disappointing. And now, like, going to the rest of the season, obviously this is off the back of Liverpool dropping points. Would you say maybe gaining a point? We have to see what that would look like. Gaining a point against Liverpool, dropping point. Against Everton, dropping the points against Everton. Obviously, the dagger on the way they drop the points might prove to be more costly for them. But is Arsenal in a position to capitalise on that? We're relying on unknowns now. Obviously, Ranieri, he's the truth. I've said that many a time, and I think he'll definitely stand up to the occasion of knowing that he's going to be a relied upon player week in, week out. We can funnel attacks through him. He brings a moments of magic. Trossard, we've seen him being clutch in the running. Obviously, we haven't seen him playing that false line position. It'll be interesting to see what Mikel does, and I'm pretty sure in my preview for the Leicester game, I'll talk about more about the solutions and trying to figure out how we can maneuver this situation that we've got ourselves into. I definitely think the free agency market should be something we should maybe at least look into, see what other profiles are there, realistic deals we can get on a 6-month to 4-month deal, and see if they bring someone to help. Because any other injury now, what are we doing? Are we going to be putting Calafiori, Marino on strike? It's just disappointing because I want to get up for the season. I think I've said in a previous video, I'm not going to slate these players. I'm not going to get onto the manager too much because it's an unprecedented season. But when you're seeing moments, because I don't rate Liverpool, I keep on saying that I don't rate them. They win the title, they would have deserved it, and credit to them. And I'll clap them for it, and the fans as well. But I don't respect them. I don't fear them, even now. But I don't now know that we're not equipped with not having Saka, Martinelli, Havertz, and Jesus. If I told you that into the running of the season, that's why we won't have those players, and we won't have another signing or any other, couple of players that are new. We didn't record the likes of Fabio Vieira. Nah, it's cooked, man. It's cooked. I'm gonna still believe because there's always an element of belief, but to me the season is done. The board and that set precedent that the season is done, and the whole long-term thing. And even if we go into the summer and do a mad amount of spend and rebuild and get everything we need to do, which I kind of expect this club will do, not buying an attacker in the whole of 2024, not spending any money in the last 3 windows on an attacker, there's no way we don't fix the attack, especially there's other areas to fix. But if we now get to the end of this season and we finish 1 point behind Liverpool, or level on points, goal difference, or 3 points behind them, for example, and it was that one game where there's a lack of quality, not lack of someone to bring in, cost us, who's gonna blame? You can't blame the manager. It's just disappointing, man. You guys comment down below your thoughts, your feelings. I'm just frustrated. I'm angry. I've gone through all the 5 stages of grief. That's why at the beginning of the video you saw me just going through all those range of emotions. And yeah, we're here now. But obviously, I'm happy Arsenal's back, so I can have a distraction from this moment and see what creative ideas Mikel has to come up to try and solve this problem. But boy, this club is showing the same signs of things that we've done. Like, this is the worst window we've had. And I've seen a window where we signed Petr Cech on a free when we were so close to winning a title, we were close to being in and around there. This is worse, but it's the same owners. I'm not saying it's the same backroom stuff. I'm pretty sure things have changed, but same people. I'm pretty sure Tim Lewis has been there. Get these lawyers out of the club and get some footballing guys that have connects, guys that understand how to build a team, guys that know how to read the moment, man. Because, bro, at the end of the day, football's about cycles. Our cycle can come and go, and we can end up being, just miss the opportunity to win the majors, and other teams are now, prompt and ready. It's disappointing, man. Hit the subscribe button, come down below. I will be back to my consistent uploads, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Speak soon. No peace today.